And this is our fourth lesson in the series, and today we are going to talk about noun. As I mentioned in my previous video, a noun means name. Okay, so it could be the name of a person, a place, or a thing. This is what we are taught in schools. Okay, so in this video we are going to look at different categories of nouns, different types of nouns you could say, and what type of different conditions are applied to a noun. So first of all, let us look at the definition. It is a naming word. Okay, so means a word that names a thing. For example, a teacher, which is a person, a college, which is a place, and a book, which is a thing. Now, going back to the lessons learned in school, a noun is a name of a person, place, or a thing. Okay, so that is sometimes misleading, I would say, because when I look at my students' responses, when I ask them to give me a noun, so they would write common noun and proper noun, in the same way. So that is where the problem is, and that creates problems, especially when you are writing an exam, because a common noun is different from a proper noun, the way it is treated, the way it is written. So this is what we are going to talk about in the next couple of slides, and then we will have a better understanding of what are these different types of nouns. Okay, so kinds of noun A means, which is the first slide, we have a proper noun, for example Sarah, and we have a common noun, which is girl. Okay, and then we have common noun is further divided into the following groups. Let us first look at these, and then I'll come back to talk about a bit more about the proper noun and the common nouns. So a common noun could be an abstract noun. Abstract noun is something that we cannot see, or that we cannot touch, or that we cannot taste. Simply we cannot sense that using our five senses, but we know, we can feel, we can realize. So we cannot see honesty, we cannot touch honesty, in the same way we cannot see love, we cannot see care, yeah, but we can see an honest person. But honest person is a different thing from honesty. So these are basically abstract ideas. These are basically something that we understand, but they don't have any existence. Okay, these are qualities, I would say. These are feelings. The next thing is concrete noun. This is very, very clear as from its name. Diamond, a book, brick, table, chair. So all of these are examples of concrete noun, and we can judge them, we can sense them using our five senses. We can touch them, we can see them. Obviously we don't want to taste them sometimes we do taste them. Okay, the next thing is countable noun. Now a concrete noun can be countable noun. Countable noun means things that can be counted. For example, one book, two books, three pens, okay, five students, two teachers. These are countable nouns. But at the same time, if I say let's say if I say diamond, three diamonds, okay, now that diamond is a concrete noun, and diamond is a countable noun, and diamond is a common noun as well. But if we give the name to this diamond, then it would be a proper noun. But I will come back to common and proper differentiation between these two later on. Okay, so hope you understand. So book is a concrete noun at the same time, and countable noun at the same time, and a common noun. This is, so we are basically looking at common nouns and their different divisions, you could say, further, or subdivisions. The next thing is uncountable nouns. Now uncountable nouns are things that you cannot count. For example, you cannot count milk, you cannot count sugar, you cannot count salt, you cannot count curry. Okay, so you cannot say, can I have 3 milk please? No, because you cannot count it. But you could say, can I have 3 glasses of milk, or 3 bottles of milk? Now you are basically counting bottles, not milk, right? So see that all of these are, so far whatever we have discussed, they are all common nouns. But inside the common noun category or boundaries, we have further divisions. So let us look at the next one. Okay, one more thing. A countable noun will take a and an when it is singular. For example, this is a book, or this is a book, or this is an umbrella. A and an both mean one, because it is a countable thing. So that's why you're counting. This is one book. Instead of saying this is one book, you could say this is a book, this is a book, okay? Or this is one umbrella. Instead of that, you could say this is an umbrella. Both of these, a and an, mean one, but you cannot count that. You cannot count milk, so that's why you cannot use a or an with that. You cannot say can I have a milk, or can I have one milk. So that's the difference. So make sure if it is a countable noun, then you use a and an, especially when they are singular. Or when they are plural, you don't use them. For example, these are books. You cannot say these are a books, because a means one. The next thing is collective noun. Collective noun is also a common noun, but it means a group. For example, class. Okay, so a class is obviously more than one people. A bunch of keys, it's a collective noun. Army is a collective noun. So these are the type of things which it's a kind of class of people or animal or things that we just put together and give them one name. And the last is neuter noun. Now that is something probably new to you, but very rarely used. We don't want to talk about that in most of our classes, but it is there. Neuter noun is something which has no gender. Okay, so for example, a girl, a boy, they have gender. So in some languages, book, milk, diamond, honesty, these have gender. Okay, so for example, in some languages, honesty would be treated as a female or a feminine gender, and a diamond would be treated as a masculine gender. But in English, there is nothing like that. Okay, but there are some words which are known as neuter nouns, means even if you want to, you cannot give them any gender. So girl and boy have gender, but anything other than that, like table or milk or glass or book, they are neuter noun at the same time, because they don't have any gender. You cannot use she or he with them. So this is called neuter noun. Okay, so a thing which has no gender or non-personal noun, for example, table, chair, for example, they are called neuter noun, and they mostly take it pronoun with them. For example, it is a table, or this is a table is fine, but it is used for them. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about the proper noun and common noun. So I'm going to talk about them now. Right, so we have a proper noun and a common noun. I'm afraid we don't have any examples here, but I can give you examples. A proper noun, as you saw in the previous slide, is the name of a person. For example, Sarah. Sarah is the name of a person, and Sarah is the proper noun. But Sarah's common noun would be girl. Okay, now why is it common? Because this is shared by many other girls who are feminine. So for example, if there are 5 girls in a class, so all of them are known as girls because they share this name. This name is common between them, but their proper noun is their personal noun. So for example, Sarah, Emily, maybe what else, Samantha, maybe Aisha, maybe Sumaya. Now these are some of the names that are proper nouns. Okay, now for example, if a person comes into the class and says, excuse me girl, can I speak to you? Yeah, if that person doesn't point to anybody, then nobody knows who needs to go out, because all of them are girls. But if some of them comes out and says, Emily, can I speak to you? Or Sarah, can I speak to you? Then only Sarah will go. However, others are girls as well, but that person used the proper name of that student. So proper name, make sure, is not just the name of a person, place, or thing. It is the personal or the private name of that person, place, or thing. One more example. I would say, let's say London. Now London is a city, yeah, and Birmingham is a city as well. Liverpool is a city, and Cardiff is a city, yeah. But if we say city, we don't know what city we are talking about. But if we say London, yeah, there is only one London in the UK, one Cardiff in the UK, one Liverpool in the UK, but there are many cities. So common noun is something that is shared by that group. Boys, there are so many boys, but there is one Tom. All right, so that's the difference between proper noun and common noun. One more thing, when you are writing a proper noun, you will always write with a capital letter. The proper noun always begins with a capital letter, whereas a common noun is written in small letter unless it begins the sentence, which means if a common noun starts a sentence, then you have to write the capital letter, because it doesn't matter what word you are using, a sentence always begins with a capital letter. So that's the difference. I'm sure that you understand the difference between a proper noun and a common noun now. Right, so look at the common nouns. So these are the same categories that we talked about in the previous slide, but here it is more like a picture that you can see. So here we go. So we have a noun, and then we divide that noun into a proper noun and a common noun, and then we have abstract, concrete, countable, uncountable, collective, and neuter nouns in the common noun categories. So this is the summary of the previous slide. Now, there's another thing which is applied on a noun, and that is the gender of the noun. The gender means its sex, its yeah, whether it's a masculine or feminine. Okay, so we have a masculine noun, we have a feminine noun, and we have a common noun and a neuter noun. Now try to understand this thing. So the word gender, or the category gender, applies to a noun as well. So man excuse me, is masculine, woman is a feminine. This is very simple. I mean, I wouldn't spend time here. Common is child and teacher. Now this is common because you cannot say it's neuter, because they have gender. A child could be a boy or a girl, but the word child itself is very neutral. You cannot tell whether somebody who is talking about the child, unless they use their name or use their pronouns. You cannot say, oh, there is one child in the class, yeah, and the next question could be, is it a boy or a girl? Okay, so I mean, to define the gender. In the same way, teacher. Now teacher could be a man, teacher could be a woman, teacher could be yeah, I mean, so that does not tell us the gender of the person that we are talking about. So that's why it is known as the common noun. I mean, it's not common in that sense where we differentiated nouns based on proper and common. Means these are the words that are used for both genders, and neuter, as I mentioned earlier, is something that does not have a gender. For example, the chair does not have any gender. It is not a man, not a woman. So these are the four things that apply to a noun in terms of gender. Now, noun is also looked at from the perspective of case. Case of a noun means that a noun could be in different cases. To understand the case of a noun, you first need to understand the structure of an English sentence. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that first, and then you will understand what I'm talking about. So English sentence structure is subject, verb, and object, which is SVO. I mean, different languages have different structure, but SVO is the sentence structure of English. For example, she spoke to him. Now she is the subject, spoke is the verb, and him is the object. Means who is speaking, who is doing this thing, and what is he or she doing, and what is he or she doing it to. Okay, so the person who does this thing is in the nominative case. The person, or the person who does this, or the actor, or the person who does the action is the nominative case, and person who receives the action is the objective case, subjective case, or objective case. So that's why. So this is the subject. Subject means the person who does something. This is the verb. This is something that has been done, and this is the person who has received that action. Right. So in this sense, we would say the first thing here, she, is the word she, the pronoun she. And remember that these genders, these cases are applied to nouns or pronouns. So the word she is in the nominative case or subjective case. Why? Because this is the subject of a sentence. When a noun is the subject in a sentence, for example, boy, girl, he, she. So for example, it could be the boy spoke to him. So the boy would be the subjective case. When it is noun, it's not a problem. When it is a pronoun, we need to know which to use. Okay, so for the confusion comes, for example, whether we should use who to start a sentence or whom to start a sentence. Okay, so that's why it's very important to understand the cases. The second thing is object. So this is the subject. She is the subject of the sentence, means she is the actor of the sentence, and him is the object of the sentence. So that is, anything which is here would be objective case, anything which is here would be subjective case. So when a noun is the object in a sentence, that is what we call an objective case. So nominative case or subjective case, both are same thing when the sentence is started with that. Objective case means when a sentence ends with somebody, him or her. Okay, genitive or possessive case, don't worry about the word genitive, you just worry about the possessive. When a noun denotes ownership, for example, boys, if it is a noun, then we have an apostrophe, and if it is not a noun, then we would have his or her. For example, this is his book. So his shows possession, his shows that this book belongs to somebody, so that is called possessive. Okay, so I hope you understand that. The next thing which applies to noun is the number. Now number means either a noun could be singular or plural. Singular means one. For example, teacher means one teacher. So this is my teacher. City, this is our lovely city, means I'm talking about one city only. Where is my key? Okay, one key. This is our lovely sheep. Okay, one sheep. But when a noun is in more than, when the quantity is more than one, then obviously we add s or es or ies at the end. That is a different you could say topic, not to be covered here. So teachers means more than one. These are my teachers, so everything changes. So this is my teacher changes into these are my teacher. Now this is singular, is singular, this is my teacher, and these plural are plural teachers. Just because we change teachers number, we change everything. Cities, keys, and sheep. So there are, so I just wrote these 4 words intentionally because there are some words like teacher that only take s to make it plural. There are some words like city, yeah, which drop the last y and add ies to make it plural. So you see that we didn't add s at the end. Okay, there's a rule for that. I'm going to explain it to you very quickly, and hopefully in the next videos I will talk about them in detail. And here we could see key and keys. We didn't drop y here, we just added s here. Now the rule is, if you have a vowel letter, for example a, e, I, o, u, before y, like in this case key, you cannot drop the y, so you have to keep the y. So keys. Now if you do not have a vowel letter before Y, T is not a vowel letter in terms of city, yeah, so then the Y goes away, so I comes in, and then IES, so cities. Okay, so if we have a vowel sound letter before Y, Y remains there, it is not dropped. If we do not have a vowel letter before Y, then Y has to go. And the last one is sheep. There are some words in English that remain the same when they are singular, and that remain the same when they are plural. So sheep, one sheep, sheep, many sheep. That's fine. Okay. So hopefully this makes some sense, and this is just to give you an idea what type of different things apply to a noun. So if you, I mean, this was too much to be covered in this video, but if you don't understand any bit, go back to it and listen to that again, watch that again, and if you still have any confusion, just ask me and leave your comments in the comment section of this video, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much and good luck.